Okay. We have to talk. Let me introduce myself. Starting off. Hi, my name is Trey. I'm just so happy to be here. I just love all of you guys. Okay, I'm playing. But, yeah, I wanted to add some context, I think. Because there was a lot of people in the last video who have no idea who I am. And that makes sense. I don't have a huge internet presence, so, let me give you some background. Let's give you some background. So what I want to do is go over a couple things that I've done. I guess you would call it an accomplishment. I don't know. It's not just playing video games casually. Right? I'm a casual gamer, by the way, and I'm not saying that facetiously. I just play games for fun because I like them. I like challenging games as well. We'll get into that. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look. So I have here. I've pulled up my original Hollow Knight trophies. Right. Missing a couple, by the way, missing a couple. But I wanted to give just a context, because obviously, you know, I'm a bad gamer, and you guys told me that, and I was like, man, maybe they're right. Maybe I do suck, and I've never been good at a game at all. But I was looking at these numbers, and that says 7.4%, 11%, 7%, 15, 17, that's okay, 9%, 3.9, 4.1, 8%. 12, okay, 15, you know, 11, 17, those aren't that impressive, but 10, 20, 8.3, wow, 8.6, jeez. What I want to talk about is the fact that I do know how to play games. According to that data, I know how to play games better than about 90% of every single other person who's ever played that game. I have here, let's see, I have my any percent run at 50 minutes and 40 seconds. It's not bad. I'd like to say that's probably in, you know, a decent echelon, and that was just a casual speedrun I do with my friends. It was nothing posted online. You know, I'm not a professional gamer here. But I like games, so we have that. But let's see what does that look like, right? Who cares? That could be nobody. I could be a nobody, right? So let's pull up here. We have the speed runs. Now, if we see here that a 50-40 is about 3606, right? If I'm comparing out of 47,000 runs, let's do some quick math. Quick math. So if we had 3606 divided by 47,693 equals times 100, 7.5%. 7.5% of people who speedrun this game, probably top 1% of anyone who's ever touched this game. Most people can't even finish it. So, just wanted to get some of those, you know, some of those credentials out of the way. I play 2D side-scrolling games. I play challenging games. I don't know, maybe I should put oops, let me get rid of them. Maybe I should put my Ninja Gaiden runs up here. I don't know, right? I'm not sure, but I wanted to give some context. And it's not to say that, oh, I'm the greatest game player who's ever existed. No. It's to say that I'm not some fucking random ass scrub off the street. And what I might do is go ahead and pick up Cuphead. I heard someone say, you know, you should try Cuphead, you game journalist type shit, so maybe I'll go try that and get my game journalist career off the ground. I don't know, maybe if I beat it in, you know, a few minutes. I don't know, maybe I'll get something going, right? But I do want to dive into, more specifically, these mechanics. So let's do that. Okay. Let's take a look here. So we have this little bouncy jump pad thing, right? I'm gonna say it's similar boink, boink, to the ones in the other game, but let's look at the difference. Let's talk about the difference here. See, I can interact with this. Boink, boink. It's live, right? So I can at least, let's say, try and learn, you know, what's going on there just by being around it, right? Like, oh, I can bounce on these. It's pretty good for a player to understand, right? It's also very forgiving, right? Oh, look, I'm bouncing, it doesn't work, but boink. I want to get up there, I can do that. Or, obviously, if you have the double jump, you can do that, but I don't think you have it at this point in the game. So you're required to do this, right? How hard is this jump? Let's see, I can go here, here, sideways, over here, any direction it seems like I'm above it. Pretty big window. Let's call that window, you know, all the way through there. Compare it to the other game. Let's take a look. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at how these ones work. This being a particular notable area, you know, we'll start down here. So let's see these things. How do you interact with them? Well, you can't. It doesn't really do anything. So you have to bounce on them, right? Okay. But what angles can I bounce on them from? Let's try and see all the angles from which I'm allowed to bounce. Let's see if I'm above it. How far can you be above it? Not that far, not that close. Okay, we can get a little bit low. You can't get too far below it, but you can get a little bit. So it's immediately twice as hard just to hit it, right? Because this goes diagonally. So if you're ever like right here, even right here to the side, you're not going to get it. As we noticed in the last game, though, that's not a problem. You can get, it's pretty liberal with how you can get it, right? But okay, you know, it's a little more challenging, sure. That's fine. What do I lose right here, right? What do I lose for that? Nothing, right? I don't lose much. You fuck it up, you do it again, right? Well, that's not entirely true. Here, and you know you see the little bad guy up there, this area is a bit of a problem. Get your ass. Now, this area is a bit of a problem because if you fuck this up, you take damage and you could die. That's a bigger issue because going up here as well, again, she smashed her fat face into it and she didn't hit it. And you see there, she didn't ledge grab. That's a problem. I have no control over that. None. I have no control if she ledge grabs or not. That's a mechanic in the game that's supposed to work on its own. I don't have control over that. So when it doesn't work, it's frustrating. You think this is how the game's supposed to work, and it doesn't. That's a problem. And if you fuck it up and fall in this hole, take damage. Now yes, they had hazard pits before, but hazard pits were usually jump over them. Not until way late in the game. This is a very beginner area. So why are we having to do this? That's going to be frustrating. But mainly, it's how the controls don't work the way you want them to. It's this backflip. This backflip does not feel consistent because you have limited angles to hit the next one. So if I come up here and I don't do a perfect way this way, I'm not going to be able to get that right one. Or even worse, if I overshoot, this and try and come back, you can't come back. You have to be precise. It has to be a precise jump. There's no leeway. And that's a bit of a problem. And that's the main critique that we had with the last one. The last video, that is. So, that hopefully gives it a bit more context to contextualize what the hell was going on. It's not that I'm just mad because I suck at video games. I'm mad that I don't feel like I have control over my character. When she does the backflips, it doesn't feel like I have control over which way she flips. Yes, I know you can hold right or left, but she does the flip, and if the angle's not right, you don't get the next bounce. That's a problem. Is it a skill issue by definition? Yes. Very technically. There's a window, small window, that I can get those 100% of the time, I'm sure. But is that reasonable? Is that reasonable at the start of the game to have someone have to make pinpoint precision jumps every single time they want to go back to a fucking boss? I would say no. And the fact that ledge grabs don't work consistently? That's a problem. Those are out of the player's control. Previous game, not only did I feel like it was always in my control, it was a pretty wide box and it was not punishing if you missed one. You have to try again. You don't get to try again here. You lose and you lose all your resources. That's a problem. Losing all of your resources for something you felt that was out of your control can be frustrating and lead to frustrating gameplay. So hopefully, you understand what I'm trying to say. I will be giving the game another shot. I will try and deal with these jank-ass mechanics. I was told as well that eventually you can get rid of that shitty dash. And I do owe it to myself for a game that I've waited so long to play to give it the college try and just try and bear with some of the less fun parts of it. Because everything else about the game is beautiful. Soundtrack, visuals, characters. I love the characters so far. So I owe it to myself and I owe it to the game to try and do that. So if you want to watch, by all means, find me on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Mr_Castellicino. And I'll probably put a link in the description. So, thank you.